And this is how you do it with the soul mission, with the birthday, with your karma, with your birth month, and with the destiny, with your birth year. So you take all the numbers. So let's say now you figured out your soul mission is your physical body. Okay, we spoke already about that. That means maybe you had a lot of physical challenges, right? Namaste, everybody, and welcome back to Kio World, your soul podcast for inner peace. My name is Kristina, and I'm very excited that I have the honor today to share with you the 10 bodies in Kundalini Yoga, and I will directly right away share with you the 10 bodies. And at the end of this episode, you will be able, by just knowing your birthday and your birth year, to calculate immediately with me here in this episode on your own your first soul mission, your second, your karma and your challenge in this life, and third, your destiny and your soul path accordingly to understand the 10 bodies. And just to give you more of understanding right away, is that the 10 bodies about what we will speak today in this episode about are your first body, your soul body. Second, your second body, your negative mind. Your third body, your positive mind. The fourth body, your neutral mind. The fifth body, your physical body. The sixth body, your arc line. And if you don't know your arc line yet, I will share with you more about that, so don't worry. Then seventh, your auric body. 8, your pranic body. 9, your subtle body. And 10, your radiant body. So we all are with our soul in these 10 bodies here, right? So it's not that just like one of us has like one body and the other person has the other body. No, we all live in these 10 bodies in these different layers of our soul expression here. And yeah, I personally find it a very interesting topic in Kundalini Yoga. I will share with you my personal explorations through understanding these bodies more. And I will share with you when you know that you mastered a soul body. And let's say when you're in the positive qualities of this body, and if you're, it's a little bit similar like to the chakra system, where we will also speak again about, and then also to understand what happens when when the body is like weakened and when it's like not mastered, when it's like not in his strength. So take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Exhale. Give yourself a smile just by knowing how beautiful it is to be alive and to be here in this present moment. And yes, I'm very grateful that we're sharing this moment here today together. So we will start with the first body, with your soul body. And I think most of you and most of humans are most likely aware about that we have a soul and that we have a body. And also accordingly to different yoga traditions, there are often different layers explained through the physical body, right? Like some of you who are maybe already aware with the yoga principles know, for example, that we often speak about emotional body, about a mental body, or about, yes, the physical body. So in Kundalini Yoga, there are just like 10 different bodies explained. And I'm always saying that there is never like a right or a wrong. And instead, I always are very open to learn more through my own life journey. And I never think, for example, oh, these teachings are not right or these teachings are wrong, right? Because like no matter about which person, or let's say it like this, no matter from which person you learned anything in life, and no matter about who you think in this life about, every single human is equal. Every single teacher, or even, if you want to call it that you have your own teacher or master or guru in your life, no matter what, like no matter who in this world did anything, right? Like all of them are human beings and we are all equal. And this is what I love about the closing mantra that we use in a Kundalini yoga class, the mantra Sat Nam, which means truth is my identity. That no matter what you learn in a class or no matter what you take in from anyone, we all have our own soul mission. We all have our own truth. We all have our own perception. And this is exactly the reason why we are here experiencing as a soul our life on earth, because this is the this is what also means like that we are all multi-dimensional beings, and this is this interconnected universe that we all come from this one source as a unique soul being. And this is what makes life so beautiful. This is what makes life so beautiful, to be able to see it from different perspectives, right? And this is what the whole life journey is about. And yes, your soul body, your first soul body is, of course, let's say, I would explain it like that, that your soul was choosing this life here on earth. And your soul, in my opinion, were choosing already like your destiny. Your soul chose already your challenges. Like your soul chose already your soul path. This is why at the end I will share with you how to figure out through knowing your 10 bodies what your soul mission is, and then your karma, your challenge, and your destiny, your soul path. So for me personally, the 10 bodies, of course, start with the soul, because you can see like that the soul is like the most subtle thing. And the soul chose to incarnate here on earth through God's will. So if some people say that the soul is the same as the source, I wouldn't agree on that, depending on what you and how you interpret the soul. However, I would say that the soul is a manifestation of God, of the source, right? As I also would say that the universe as the creation from the creation is a manifestation of God. So I know that also in my podcast, I often used the word like we can pray to the universe, we can pray to a higher power, we can pray to God. However, like when I use the word universe in that sense, I mean by universe God, I mean the source, I mean the 0 point. I mean, I'm talking here about stillness, right? When I'm using the word universe for that, then you can also use the word universe as expressing the creation, and knowing that, like, okay, we are speaking about the universe when we are thinking about the stars and the other planets and all of this, right? And all of this is a creation of the creator of God. So from the source, there was this big will to create life and to create this human life. And through that, you can also say, like in German, I say Weltenseele. It means like, it directly is translated to world soul, which is not fully correct. So I rather use the word source here. And from this source, your soul came onto this earth and is the first part of your human existence and a first part or layer in your body. All right. This is the first body. This is kind of, if you want to also say it like as a first quality, a first layer. All right. And if you are and if you master your soul body, and now listen carefully, like maybe you will later figure out that, for example, the soul body is your soul mission. And I can directly tell you that my personally soul mission is the soul body in Kundalini yoga. And that means if this is, for example, your soul mission, and if you also master your soul body, then you are really connected to your truth. Then you are really connected to what your soul is here for. And let's say that maybe later when you will figure out that your soul body is, for example, your karma, your challenge, then that means that you will have to figure out your soul body, right? That means that, for example, I feel, and this is why I also just love these teachings, because for me personally, for me personally, very accurate. I feel very, very, very strongly connected to my soul mission. Like I just feel it in my heart. It was just something I always felt. But at the same time, I can tell you that my challenge in my life, so it doesn't come always that the soul mission is the same as the karma, as the challenge. However, my soul mission is also my soul body. So it also was always my challenge. By that, I mean, since I was born, since I'm a child, I really felt, wow, I'm here for a mission. And at the same time, I was like, I have no idea what my mission is. I have no idea what to do. I really tried to figure out through a profession what to do. And I spoke with, you all guys already about it, how I really explored so many different things in my life, and that I really looked also through a profession, right? Like through whatever I study or whatever I work to find on my soul mission. However, there was really this thrive, right? There was always the thrive and the deep inner knowing of knowing I have a soul mission, and we all do. All right. We all have a soul mission. And but however, like when we speak, for example, later about the radiant body, maybe your soul mission is your radiant body. You get it? So my soul mission is to figure out my soul mission. And my challenge and my karma is also my soul mission, right? So if you master your soul body, back to the body. So if you master your soul body, then you are connected to your soul mission, right? So no matter what your soul mission is or your soul quality, we all have the soul body, and we all can be connected to the soul body or not. Let's say if you're not connected to the soul body, then that means exactly you're very much in your head, you're very much in your mind. You're also less connected to your heart because, of course, your soul mission lies in your heart. Like your truth is fine to your heart, right? It's also like from a physical body perspective, like your heart is one of the most important organs because it kind of holds all the other organs together, right? When we stop breathing, we're stopping living. So knowing that if you are connected, and maybe just, make this exercise directly with me now, you can maybe close your eyes, take a deep breath in through your nose, exhaling through your mouth, and just tune in and bring your awareness to your heart center, to the heart center in your chest, right? You can do this with eyes open as well. Just bringing your awareness into this present moment now to your heart, and really tap in and ask yourself, am I connected to my soul body? What arises? Is it a yes, a no, a maybe? And then just observe it, right? Just checking in. Are you connected with it? Are you not connected with it? And through this, we're going to our second body, to the negative mind. Interpreting the negative mind, I was studying also different things about it. So I will just share with you what I learned on my path about that. And you can see that your negative mind, and if you, for example, master your negative mind, you can see it like this, that also when you once aware about the siddhis in yoga, then one siddhi, like one spiritual gift from these siddhis, is having absolutely mind control. And I absolutely do believe, and I had last week after a class with one of my students a conversation, and we spoke about the mind, and I just shared that through regular meditation and through concentration, because to be able to meditate, you need to be able at first to concentrate, right? There is no meditation possible if you're not able to concentrate at first, right? So in yoga, we say this is why it is at first dharana before it comes to dhyana. When you at one day through a regular practice will be able to tap into one of these spiritual gifts, which is like the really being able to control the mind, you can use that to allow yourself to be less attached to negative thoughts, right? And we often speak about the body as a computer. You can just see that a negative thought is like a spam email in your inbox. And of course, we all get these emails, but you can decide, okay, am I opening this mail or not? And this is why you hear often like people speaking about and saying like that, yes, we all have thoughts. You will have forever thoughts. But if your neural pathway in your brain will change, right? If you are on your inner journey and you do the inner work and you change your patterns and you do every day just like 1%, you will change. Your personality will change. I'm always saying you can change your personality. You're not able to change your roots, right? Your first energy center, you need to accept your roots. You need to accept your soul body, right? Your personal mission. However, you can change the way you think. You can change your personality, because if you change the way you think, you change the way you speak, you change the way you act, and by that you change your environment. And I mean, what is your personality? Your personality are your values, your traits, how you are. And by doing yoga, by doing meditation, by practicing visualizations, mantras, etc., all of that, you are able to influence all these 10 bodies we're speaking today about positively. So, having a strong negative mind in a way of being able to control your negative mind means that you have strong boundaries in your mind, like that you're able to observe, okay, there is the spam mail, but like I will not open it. I will not put it into my draft folder. Rather, I put it into my junk mails. All right. And this is the power of the mind control, right? You choose what you do with that virus. Let's say it like that. Are you allowing that virus to make your whole body sick because this is what a thought is able to do, or do you reject that and do you choose to be that strong and to have like the strength in yourself and the ability to to connect with your own will. And also you need to understand that most likely most people are in their negative mind and are in their negative thoughts. And you can also see now that the positive thing of a negative mind is that, for example, you are a bit critical. You're, for example, not naive, right? Or you just like question maybe some things. But there's also the other interpretation of the negative mind, that your negative mind are just like very self-sabotaging thoughts, and thoughts that don't keep you, that don't keep you on your path, or that are kind of like distracting you, right? So let's say when your negative mind is out of control, then you're very pessimistic, and then you are not able to have also the right discernment, because a strong negative mind also helps you to discern correctly. All right. So it doesn't mean that a negative mind is, for example, negative. Like your let's say your soul path or your destiny, for example, will be the negative mind. And you maybe think like, oh my God, does this mean now that like I'm a person who's thinking negative? No, that just means, okay, your challenge in a way, but also like your destiny means of having this strong mind, also not being too much influenced by others, and really being connected with your own soul mission and with your inner truth, right? That means also to be able to tap into your negative mind. The third body, the positive mind, on the opposite, as you might think already, is of course like being able to shift also out of the negative mind and to have a positive attitude in life, right? To see challenges like as opportunities, right? And on the other hand, like if your positive mind is is weak, then you can see that you're once tapping into your negative mind, but also on the other hand, like that you can, that you can maybe tap too strong or to stay too long into negative emotions, right? Or to be a bit too naive, right? And to maybe trusting people that you should not trust, right? Because maybe they are not fully self-aware, right? So this is about the positive mind. So they are kind of like the opposite, right? And then we have the fourth body, your neutral mind. And your neutral mind, and I can tell you, for example, that my destiny, my soul path is the neutral mind. And that just makes a lot of sense then, because a neutral mind means to be very balanced. And to be very balanced and to come into a neutral mind, to see the things as they are. All right. For example, if your soul mission or your destiny is also the neutral mind, like let's say, when it's the same, like for me, if your soul path is the neutral mind, that could mean that you are, very gifted for being able to hold neutral spaces, no matter where it is, like if it's in politicians, in your job, in your work, right? Like no matter what it is, that you're really able to hold space without having judgment towards a other person, right? And this is when you're mastering your neutral mind, because you need to understand that even if we're in our negative mind, even when we're in our positive mind, it's also a interpretation of something. It's also bringing, if we are, for example, happy or if we are angry, we are bringing a certain emotion into that, right? And if we are neutral, then we are really just seeing the things completely as they are, and we are able to tap into absolutely compassion towards ourselves, towards other people, towards life itself, right? And this is very important to understand, like that, like in that your neutral mind just sees the things as they are without judgment. And the fifth body is your physical body. And I love to explain the physical body that you can really tap in here into your energy systems, into your chakra system, and really also deep down into your life experiences. Let's say you are already a teacher in a certain area. If you master your physical body, then you are able to tap into your own life experiences and to speak from a way of embodiment, right? So, why I was connecting that to your energy system is like, let's say we're speaking about the root chakra, your first energy system, which is connected to the experiences you made in early childhood or in past lives. So, if you didn't work on the qualities of this chakra, which are trust and being grounded, then the opposite of it is to being jealous, to being fearful, to be worried, right? And then we're just going up the energy system through the life experiences you had like in early childhood and to puberty, right? So we're working with the sensuality, the sexuality, your creativity, and then it goes up to the third energy center, to the self-worth, etc. And like these qualities, especially from the first four energy centers, like your root, your sacral, your solar, and your heart, the qualities of here are, if they are mastered, you kind of mastered your physical body, because then you're very strong connected to your body. Then you're connected to the earth qualities, because when we are only connected to our upper energy centers, then most likely we are also not able to ground, to trust life, to trust people, to have loving relationships, to be able to forgive others. So these are the qualities of the physical body. So you can see it like that, that even if we're going into the subtle energy system, right? Like all the first elements, like the first elements in your energy centers, right? Like the earth, the water, the fire, and the air, they are connected to your physical body. And yeah, if, for example, your soul mission is your physical body, then maybe you will have some physical challenges, right? Or maybe if your karma is your physical body, then also you maybe have some physical challenges, or maybe you have an absolutely healthy, amazing body, because most likely if you have a soul mission and your soul mission is, for example, your physical body, then maybe the source gave you some challenges that you then have been able to overcome these challenges. Let's say, for example, you suffered under a physical illness, right? Like, let's say you had sleep apnea or anorexia, which is, of course, also comes from a mental health issue, at, but a mental health issue also has then an impact on your physical body. And when you then overcome that to be then able to have a healthy body, then you will have this gratitude for this healthy body. And then your soul mission will be to help and to serve. Because at the end, we humans, even if we don't believe that, we all have the strong need to serve and to help other people. And we all have the ability and we all have a specific gift, right? We spoke in the last episode about how to gift others, because every one of us has a unique gift and we all can help. And if you meet a person and you think like, oh my God, I know some people, they really don't want to help, then they are just not connected to themselves and to their inner soul mission and to their inner truth. Because if you're connected to your inner truth, you will know that you want to help with something. And most likely you will want to help with something that is connected to your soul mission. And to be able and if you're on your soul mission, you most likely will have a lot of challenges on your soul mission. The sixth body is your arc line. And your arc line, if you have the video on, then please watch me. If not, then turn on your imagination. So your arc line goes for female and male from one ear to the other. All right. It's like this like crown we're seeing on angels. I don't have now the word in English. I even don't have it in the moment. Heiligenschein in German. Yes. So, but it's not like in this form. So your arc line is like a bow from one ear to the other. And for the woman, we also have it from one nipple to the other nipple, right? Like in front of your heart center, like a bow. So we women have two arc lines. And you will also see that a lot of bodies are really interconnected with the other bodies, because I personally find that the arc line is very similar also to actually all the other bodies we are speaking about, but there's just like a subtle difference. So your arc line, I would say, is something that helps you when you meditate, or something that, let's say someone has like the spiritual ability to see, this person could see your arc line. All right. And this arc line is also very strong connected to your free will. Let's say it like this, to your will and to your strength, right? It's a little bit different than your auric body, what we will speak about in a few seconds. But your arc line is really, it's really connected also to your intentions. Let's say it like that, to your intentions, and to be really able to concentrate, to focus. And I just said to you, right, like that when we concentrate, we are able to meditate. And by that, you can really project your intentions into the world, right? You can really see it like as a very strong, specific boundary that you can have in your life, right? And that is kind of protecting you and really gets your message out. What just came to me, like if you're familiar with human design, that there are, for example, the projectors, right? And there is said that they have like this laser beam quality that they can really, read people also very strongly, right? They are, for example, also very good speakers or coaches. And this is just what came to me. For example, if you have this arc line, then you're very, you can be very focused. And of course, that comes from at first, turning also inward and for also turning inward and being connected with your own truth here. And then the seventh body, your auric body, is of course your whole electric magnetic field and your aura. And I would say the difference in those two is that in your aura, I say like your aura is kind of everything that you are, like everything that you are, and all the thoughts, all the spoken words, and all your actions. They are kind of all saved in your aura. And this is why we connect with certain people immediately, right? It's not just directly through the physical body, it starts at first with the aura. And let's say that you cannot connect with someone. It doesn't mean, oh, they are a bad human, they are a bad person. It just means that maybe you don't relate so much because they just think about different things like you, right? They maybe have fully different interests. They talk about different topics. And this is what your body and your aura actually, sorry, not your body, this is what your aura already is sensing, right? So when we do Kundalini yoga, right, when you're working with the body, when we're clearing the body through movements, through the power of your breath, through mantras, through prayer and intention, and the tools like that yoga in general gives us, we are changing our personality and we are changing our electromagnetic field. And this is something like when in Kundalini yoga, we are really working internally already with the energy. This is why you immediately feel different after a Kundalini yoga class, right? If we do, for example, a kriya, that means like a practice that works on your kidneys and influences by that your whole hormonal system, then you immediately feel it and you immediately feel different after the class. And it's also possible that in Kundalini yoga, you just feel already all this energy moving through your body. And this is what everything is, right? We know everything is energy, everything is information, everything is this subtle, little, small information. And your auric field holds this information. And you also need to understand that your aura can expand. Your aura can expand to over 2 meters. And if you have a weak aura, that means like if you're not in your strength, if you didn't master your seventh body, the auric body, then you have a small aura. And this is why when some people come into the room, also very connected to the last body, the radiant body, we will come to that one. However, with your auric body, this is why sometimes you feel someone just coming into the room. You think like, oh, wow, they have a strong aura. And that is that some people, have just a very strong sadhana, a spiritual practice, but not everyone needs to be spiritual to have a strong aura, right? A person can like never meditate, never have any practice. If a person has also, strong values or is just like vital, we also come that when we talk now about the pranic body, then you of course also feel this, right? If a person, for example, is very, very healthy or has just very healthy thoughts, this is a strong body. This is a strong aura, and a strong aura protects you. And this is not the difference from the arc line. All right. Maybe you understand now a bit more the arc line when I'm talking about the auric body. Your auric body makes sure that you don't get sick. Your auric body protects you from, let's say it like negative energies, from influences, because your aura is so strong, right? Everything is energy, everything is information. And see it like that. If your aura is so strong, you're able, we just also spoke about the city, about the spiritual gifts, like your aura is able to, even not to be weak to some certain thoughts. And that is very strong. This is very important if we speak about the topic, for example, from addictions to food, to sugar, to coffee, to sex, to video games, to Netflix, anything what you know you do it too much and it already harms your body and you're still not able to stop it. And we also know, we spoke about that in the last episode, that when normally addictions come from trauma, you have the trauma, then you have the coping mechanism, and then you do it too regularly that it became then your addiction, right? And so this is why Kundalini Yoga is, for me personally, one of the strongest practices. And this is also how the Kundalini Yoga master was teaching that when he brought these studies into the West, that he was working with a lot of people with addictions. And it was also back then, it was the hippie time. So everyone was taking anyway drugs. And so he had to feel, that the people are high without taking drugs. I remember one of my students who did the last training with me, she just said, like, after a class, she literally said that. She said, like, I'm feeling like a hippie. I'm just feeling high on life. And this is what we can be. We can be high on life without taking anything from the outside. And this is if we are having a strong auric body. So the next body, the eighth body, is your pranic body. And the pranic body is connected to your breath of life, because you can see that when your pranic body, which is of course also connected to your physical body, when your pranic body is mastered, then you're full of life force energy, then you're positive, then you want to create something, then you're really full of this radiant life force energy. And of course, like, the strongest tool to activate your pranic body is of course through pranayama, right? Prana expanding, yama expanding your prana, your life force energy in your body. So you can to really activate your pranic body to be so fully amazing alive. And this is why, if I have sometimes in the morning not so much time for a longer spiritual practice, I love to do breath work. Like, breath work is one, like pranayama is one of the most consistent practices I had always in my life, without me having the pranic body as my soul mission or challenge or soul path. But for you to understand, like, if you sometimes struggle, or if you feel like, oh, I'm feeling a bit like, I'm feeling a bit, whatever, jet lagged, or you feel, for example, brain foggy and just like not so physically healthy or mentally healthy or emotionally or spiritually healthy or regulated, do breath work. Work with this prana and this life force energy, and you will feel how much more amazing you will feel after. Because if not, if you're dysregulated with your pranic body, then most likely you will feel weak, you will feel fatigued, you will feel depressed, you will feel, I don't have motivation. And of course, this affects then your physical body. This affects then, of course, your auric body, right? So, of course, all of them are interconnected with each other. However, to understand, they work quite differently, right? And we can activate all of them quite differently. The ninth body, we just have one more after that to go, is the subtle body. And the subtle body, I would really explain here most easily for you, that the subtle body are your thoughts. The subtle body is like this really most subtle energy that, goes through everything. And like, to work on your subtle body is to meditate, is to be in prayer. And if you master your ninth body, like your subtle body, then most likely you feel very calm. You feel that your thoughts are not overpowering you. You feel that you can meditate quite well. And that you're like, not naive, or like you're not easily fooled by anyone else. And like, you're able to not let the negative mind come over you. And you just know what to do. You're really connected also to your intuition, and just like to the subtle forms of life, right? So you might also be, very gifted, if you're connected to the subtle body, to read energies in the room. You may be very sensitive if you are connected to your subtle body. And of course, we all know that when we're connected to our intuition, and when we're connected, to energies, then yes, it can sometimes be, of course, and also very challenging. However, every challenge and every challenge always brings us also a gift. Last but not least, your radiant body. And as the radiant body already says, it's like that when you're connected to your radiant body, then you are absolutely magnetic, right? Then you really know, and we all have a radiant body, right? As I said, like we all have the radiant bodies. So maybe if your soul mission is your radiant body, then you maybe have to work on your radiant body. But also, if you have a soul mission, that means your soul has already all the qualities, right? We're just coming back to what we spoke last week about and the gifts, like where I said, like your gifts are already given to you, like you can work on them, but your soul came here already with your gifts. That means your soul mission means your soul has already all the soul qualities for your soul mission, right? So that means like when your soul mission is, for example, to expand your radiant body, then you maybe have some challenges on the way along. However, you will have already all the qualities in yourself for expanding this radiant body. And, people with a strong radiant body, just by being around them feels amazing. And there's also, of course, like a nice discernment. And just a quote was what I was reading is that there is a difference how people can love you. There are people who love how they feel around you. Then there are people who love what you do for them. And then there are people that just love you for who you are. Right. And it's just about like to be able to know the difference. Right. Do you really love people, or do you love how you feel around them? Or do you love what they do for you? And very often, when these people don't do then for you what you thought they want to do for you, like, or if you feel that, for example, you do something for people and then you have all of a sudden these boundaries and then those people disappear. Yes, of course, because they don't love you for who you truly are. They just loved what you did for them or just how you make them feel. So if you have a strong, radiant body, be very aware about with who you want to share this radiant body. And maybe this is then also your soul mission to figure that out. That could be something, or let's say your karma is your radiant body. Then, yeah, just be aware about that. Like you can use it as a gift and on purpose, like when you're in your work or your own profession, like to really share this also with other people. However, also just protect yourself by knowing or by just being aware about that you cannot get then hurt from it. For example, that, yeah, a lot of people are just like very egocentric and are just, taking and are not such free givers. So just be aware when you also explore your gifts, like what is also always your energy exchange in a way with someone, and just being aware that subconsciously sometimes those things can happen in life. And yeah, it's just good to be aware about them. And yeah, like if you're not connected to your radiant body, then yeah, you most likely can be influenced by other people, or you're maybe very strong intro perspective, right? That means like when you're also connected to your radiant body, you will be a bit like extrovert in a way and express these gifts, express how you can radiate. And if not, then you're maybe, most, you know, closed inward and you shy away from other people's attention. And this would be then the challenge you would need it to work on. And now at the end of the episode, yeah, I'm sure you all and hope already excited how now, of course, to figure out what is your soul mission, what is your karma, and what is your destiny. So to figure out your soul mission, you just take your birth date. All right. So let's say you are born on the 5th April 1988. All right. Then to figure out your soul mission, listen carefully. You just take them. Oh, what did I said now? 9th April, 6th April, 9th April. Never mind. Okay. 6th April 1988. You just take the number 6. Okay. So 6 would be the arc line. So your soul mission would be the arc line body. All right. If your birthday is on the 13th of May, then you just take the 13. So we don't have a 13 body. So what you do is you take the 1 and the 3, and this is a 4. So your soul mission would be your neutral mind. Last example, third example, let's say your birthday is on the 26th of August. You take the 2, you take the 6, you have the 8. So your soul mission is the pranic body. And this is how you do it with the soul mission, with the birthday, with your karma, with your birth month, and with the destiny, with your birth year. So you take all the numbers. So let's say now you figured out your soul mission is your physical body. Okay, we spoke already about that. That means maybe you had a lot of physical challenges, right? Or maybe the opposite as well. You had a very healthy body, because remember, your soul mission means you have already the soul qualities in you. This is already something that you can do really, really well. And maybe you think, no, oh my God, it's crazy. My soul mission is physical body and I'm a doctor, or I'm a physiotherapist, right? Or I wanted to be a fitness trainer, or I have this calling to be a yoga teacher, and maybe this now makes sense. All right. So just, really sit with these things, what you figure out today, because maybe you think like, why am I having this? Then also sit with that. So soul mission, let's say you have the physical body, and now you figured out your karma and the challenge. So you take now the month where you're born, and it makes sense. We just have from January till October, it's 10 months. So it would be like if you're born in January and the 1st, then your karma and your challenge is the soul body. February, negative mind. March, positive mind, and so on. And then if you're born in November, then it would be the 11th. So this would be the negative mind, because 1 and 1 is 2. And for December 1, 2, it would be the positive mind, because 1 and 2 is 3. So by knowing the month and calculating the numbers together, you know the karma and the challenge. So let's have an example. Okay. Let's say your soul mission was the physical body, and now your karma and challenge could be like with me, right? I have the same. I have also the challenge, the physical body. Let's say your soul mission is your negative mind. All right. That's an amazing example. So let's say your soul mission it would be so funny if one of you has not exactly this example what I'm making. Please let me know. So if you have like your physical body as your soul mission and the negative mind as your karma, that could be that, for example, you had maybe struggles with your body, and that really brought you into your negative mind and into really negative thinking. And so this was really your challenge, and this was really your karma. And what is, of course, your karma? It's a result of your thoughts and of your previous life experiences, right? Maybe you had already exactly the soul mission once before. And what would be now the challenge? How could you come now out of this? So if your soul mission is your physical body, you already have the soul qualities for bringing your body into good condition. That means you have the power, if this is your karma, remember what are the strengths of your negative mind to really build this strong willpower and the intentions of, for example, saying, okay, I need to be really critical and thinking 3 times. What am I eating? How long am I sleeping? When am I getting up? Like, what decisions am I making for having, like, for being healthy, for having a strong physical body and having like the strong negative mind. And maybe if your soul mission is a physical body, that can also mean that maybe your profession you're doing on your soul mission needs from you to have like a really healthy physical body and to really be in a strong mind. And like, I mean, remember, not everyone is here of us to just, whatever, speak so nicely with everyone, right? Like also as a teacher, you always need to know when to trigger people, when to offend them a little bit, because by doing that, you bring out their best potential, right? Like it's about pushing the buttons. It's about building the resilience through this. So maybe you also need to work on this negative mind of like knowing when to be maybe, a little bit more harsh, or having like this strong discernment, right? So yes, like you could really, yes, you could oh my gosh, I could go down so deep into that. So yes, like you understood it. So you have like now the physical body, then you have the negative mind is your karma. And let's say how you can figure out your destiny by calculating the numbers of the year where you're born. So let's stick here with the 1988. So I'm just taking my calculator. So that would be, you can just take your calculator and take your birthday. So it would be 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 8. And all of this together is the 26. And this together would be the 8. So that means interesting. Your destiny, your soul path in that way would be the pranic body, which makes so much sense because your pranic body means like when your pranic body is alive, then you're full of life energy. You're full of, you know, being ready for the day, of going out, of spreading that light, and of, yeah, being positive, being one with all creation, and like, yeah, just like being really a vessel of light and of love and of strength. So, this was it for today, everyone. I hope you could learn, if the 10 bodies have been new for you, like a lot about it. And if you knew already the 10 bodies, I also hope you could learn something more about it. And yeah, most of all, I hope that you're able to, on your own, to use the tools to figure out what your soul mission is, what your karma is, the destiny. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about, yes, what you did figure it out today. And yeah, if you think this episode can support someone else, then feel free, like always, to share the message of Kio World. And yeah, also for all of you who would love to dive deeper into, really working on all of these 10 bodies and working with them and to experience the magic of, Kundalini Yoga, I am inviting you to join the next Crystal Island retreat that will happen on my favorite island in Koh Phangan in Thailand. It will take place in September. And yes, we prepared the retreat it's like if the retreat would start tomorrow, this is how ready the retreat is. And yes, you will dive into daily Kundalini Yoga sadhanas in the morning. We will dive into the topic of and the work of root explorations and our family constellations. And I will share also more in the next episodes about really the depth of this work. And yeah, it will be a retreat just for women, and we will go into ceremony and ritual, and the place is absolutely beautiful. It's like absolutely divine. I think some of you really know how beautiful this island is. Last week in my class, I just shared that I have the two parts of me who think like the island is so sacred. Normally, you should tell no one about the island. Like this is one part of me. And on the other side, I also, would like to share the beauty and to offer a space where in this retreat we can, spend there a beautiful time with each other, learn from each other. And my team and I will hold a beautiful space for you guys. And yes, if you're interested in applying for that, you'll find all the information here down below. And yes, the rest of you, I will see in 1 week again here, and sending you much love, positive energy, and see you soon.